like Namaste.
Namaste. I have heard namaste before.
Yes,
I've
yes.
heard it. It's a very common word. Hi, good afternoon, Sandeep. How are you?
I'm amazing. And how are you? Good afternoon.
I'm fine. Thank you very much for asking, Sandeep. Lovely to meet you today. My name is Claire.
It's my pleasure to meet you, Clara.
Lovely to have you in class today, Sandeep. So tell me a little bit about yourself and your goal for today's lesson, please.
My name is Sandeep, and I am from India. I'm calling right now from India, and
Okay.
my hometown is Hisar. That is a beautiful city in my country.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal on Cambly is to I'm just passionate towards learning English and meeting new people. That's why I'm on this platform.
Okay. Well, you're definitely in the right place then. It's a lovely platform to be on, isn't it?
Thank
You're welcome. So, what would you like to do for today's lesson, Sandeep? Should I open up a lesson plan or would you like a free conversation?
I would like to do free conversation. I do not have any, like, I would like to do conversation on any topic.
Perfect. I would love to have a conversation. So, Sandeep, obviously, you've already described to me about your hometown, where you're from. Aside from that, what do you do? Tell me a little bit about your job, your career.
Right now, I have been teaching since 2019. I have my own institute of IELTS.
So, you're actually helping students to pass their IELTS
Yeah,
examinations.
definitely. I
Oh,
assist
wow,
them to
that's
go abroad
amazing.
and to crack their IELTS exam.
That's amazing. And
I
it's
have
your
made,
own, it's sorry, Sandeep. It's your own establishment. You actually founded the organization?
yes, actually, I founded this organization 4 years ago, I can say.
Wow, that's amazing. So have you always wanted to be in this profession? Has English always been something that you've wanted to do?
Yes, I have always wanted to be a teacher who can
Mm-hmm.
help like various students to achieve their ambitions in their life.
Wow, that is amazing.
That
So
was
the
my
students that are passing the IELTS exam and then going for overseas studies, mainly to Australia and the UK, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, mostly in UK, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah. I think in Australia it's a little bit more relaxed, isn't it, in terms of
Yeah, yeah.
education
Australia is more relaxed as compared to Canada and
mm,
UK.
yeah, you're absolutely correct. I have a lot of students that tell me they're going to study in the USA and they actually don't need to pass the IELTS examination for entry requirements there.
Actually, in Canada and UK, there is intense, I can say the temperature is intense, extreme cold, sometimes
Mm, mm,
cold waves,
mm.
snowstorm.
Yeah, it's actually very, very cold, and it's a very similar setup in the legal system as England as well. Obviously, because the late Queen was actually ruling Canada as well, so it's a very similar setup to England. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So most
So,
of the students that they are they are migrating to Australia.
yeah, absolutely, they prefer the weather. So, have you actually studied abroad in Canada before then, Sandeep? Have you
No,
visited?
I haven't studied anywhere.
You haven't. Wow, that is amazing. That's lovely. So you kind of managed to get to this level in your own country. You have such a great skill.
Yeah, I struggled a lot.
Hmm.
Basically, I started my English journey from very scratch.
Mm,
I was not good at English in my school, but I
hmm.
used to listen and read a lot of books and
Yeah.
English podcasts.
Hmm. Wow, that's amazing. So for me, actually,
Like I would like to tell you something. Like in my country, I'm not native speaker of English because our mother tongue is Hindi.
hmm.
People used to make fun of me when I used to speak English. I was
Oh,
speaking broken English sometime.
hmm.
So they used to make fun of me, but I never cared about them
Yeah, yeah,
because they were not watching the vision that I had in my mind. I had a clear vision about myself that I had to do
yeah.
something.
You have
That's
your
why I
definition.
gradually polished my English speaking skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had a clear goal and a vision what you want.
Yeah, yeah. And recently, some changes I have made in my life that, like changes are the part of our life, and we usually make changes time to time. But
Mm,
recently, a change that I have made in my life is just managing the time very effectively.
mm, mm.
Managing time effectively is very important in students as well as in, business person life, I can
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
Earlier, I used to procrastinate a lot and I used to do my work at 11th hour, I
Mm-hmm,
can
mm-hmm,
say in the last minute of that time.
mm.
And most of my work was left undone.
Ah,
So
yeah.
yeah, and I had a lot of burden on mind and I was tense about that.
Mm, mm,
So
mm,
I was reading a newspaper in my hometown, that is the Tribune. So there was an article about effective time management.
mm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
you're
the writer,
absolutely right.
yeah, the writer had explained everything very nicely, and I
Mm.
was very, excited to know to read more about that.
Yeah, yeah. It's very
From
effective.
Since then, I have been managing my time effectively, and I make a list of to do things every day that I have to do, and now I have a lot of time for my friends, family members, as well as study.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I can say that I am a good person now.
Yeah,
I'm a new person. Yeah.
you're managing things much more
Yes. Yes.
effectively.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's very, very important also as a teacher to have effective time management because you have to kind of be in lessons at a certain time and you need to make sure that you have enough time for your break and you need to also make sure that you're in the best state of mind that you can possibly be to obviously give benefit to your students as well.
Yes, definitely. And even these kind of things I tell to my students
Mm.
because they are at younger age, they do not have much experience about these things.
Mhm, mhm.
So it's my duty, I can say, to tell them and to teach them ethical values.
Yeah, I think it's lovely. So, did you kind of start off from a very young age? Obviously, you did say that you didn't have such great skills in English when you were younger, but you obviously worked towards your goal. And you said you enjoyed reading a lot of literature, like books and things. Did you also ever dabble in writing? I'm very interested to know this. Did you always take an interest in writing as well before
Yeah,
you decided?
definitely. I was big fan of writing at my early age, but I used to make
Mm,
errors while grammatical errors, sentence
mhm.
formation. But gradually I worked on that and I learned a lot of things about grammar and how to make sentence, how to
Mhm.
use connectors. Now I can say that I'm good at writing.
Yeah, you're good at writing. See, for me, how my teaching journey started out is a little bit different. I actually started out in the IT industry to begin with.
Okay.
Mm-mm. So I'm not sure if you've heard about search engine optimization.
No, I haven't heard about that.
It's kind of like how we get found on the web. I started in that industry, and then I ended up having to do search engine optimization writing for clients, and I loved it. I found myself having a lot of clients from overseas and having Zoom meetings with them and kind of correcting them when they were talking. They used to ask me, "Can you please edit my document? Can you please tell me how is my English?" They will always ask me, even before I was a teacher, people will speak to me and say, "Claire, how do you think my English skills are?" And then I used to correct them subconsciously and I used to give them, and then some,
Definitely, like when we correct someone, we learned a lot.
yeah, it helps people a lot.
Yeah, definitely. It is the trick.
You're absolutely right. And then somebody said, "Claire, why don't you be a teacher? You'll make a great teacher." And I said, "This guy is absolutely crazy. How can I be a teacher?" And then actually the idea was implanted and it kind of grew and grew. And I started to be a teacher as well. Most depressing job, sadly, is being a teacher.
Yeah, when we search on net, like it shows the most depressing job is as a teacher.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because actually, what does happen? I think probably you might not have experienced this because it's your own organization that you are in charge of.
Definitely.
You're avoiding all of the downsides of the teaching. You're kind of
Downside,
cheating.
distractions. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You have to completely focus on yourself.
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But for me, I've worked in the classroom environments as well, and I can honestly tell you the work that you get to take home with you is more than the work
Okay.
that you get in the class when you're teaching students. That is why it's depressing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I disagree with this statement. You know,
Hmm.
I enjoy teaching a lot. If you have managed your time effectively, and then you can get a lot of time for your spare activities, I can say,
Mm-mm.
for your
I
family members.
agree with you. Time management is effective, Sandeep, in certain areas, but it depends where you are working. It
Yes.
depends on the setup of the school and the educational facility as well. It really does. Mhm.
So how do you spend your whole day?
Okay, so for me, my time management is not as good as yours. I have to tell you, I spend my day normally teaching on Cambly, and I also have clients for writing as well. So then I will go to my other platforms and submit work for my clients. Other than that, I have also a family, so I spend my spare time is cooking, making sure that my kids are studying on time, that they're submitting their homework. Have you heard the system Classera?
Sorry?
Classera. It's an online platform for studying where students do their homework and they submit their homework
No, no,
electronically.
I haven't heard about that.
Hmm. So most of my kids use the platform Classera for studying, and they have to submit their homework, and the teachers send messages, and we send messages back and forth. And also, obviously, as a teacher, I feel a sense of responsibility more so than other parents to make sure that I am making sure that my children submit very good, homework assignments. So I
Okay.
find myself reading through and perfecting their written assignments as well.
So how many children do you have?
I have two children. I have a son that is about to graduate from high school. He's going to be entering university soon.
Okay, sorry
Mm.
for, and how old are you?
Mm-hmm. I'm 37.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And also my other daughter is a little bit younger. She's 13. She's a young teenager. So she's at the age whereby she's starting to have the ambition to be a doctor, which is a big pressure for me because I know she really will not give up. She's very determined to hit that goal. But obviously, she has a lot of mathematics and science, and I suck when it comes to maths and science.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what do you know about India?
India, oh gosh, I know a lot about your cuisine. I can honestly say, in England, it's actually one of the favorite cuisines in our country, specifically because we have a lot of Indian people living here as well. So we share a lot of kind of culture in common. For example, the cups of tea. I think it's an Indian thing, isn't it? You have to have a lot of.
Yes.
Do you call it chai carrot? You have a lot of cups of tea throughout the day.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
yeah, very, very popular here as well. Um, in Indian cuisine is actually the most eaten food in England. It's most popular.
And do you know how to greet someone in India?
I don't, but I would love to learn.
Okay, then I would like to teach you this thing.
Thank you, thank you.
Say like namaste.
Ah, namaste. I have heard namaste before.
Yes,
I've
yes.
heard it. It's a very common word. So namaste. And how would I say goodbye to somebody? Would it be in the same manner or would it be?
Yeah, it would be in the same manner. Namaste.
So it's also a formal hello and a formal goodbye as
Yes,
well.
yes. Both are the
Hmm.
same things. So it
Hmm.
was lovely talking with you.
It was an absolute pleasure to have you in class, Sandy. Well done. You did really well. I would love to see you again very soon. And I will say, first of all, namaste. Thank you very much.
Namaste. Thank you very much. Have a
Have a
nice day.
have a lovely day too. Thank
You
you,
too.
Sandy. Thank you. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.